up this letter that I wrote you. Maybe it's the only way to cut through. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Though it hurts, I only wish you blessings. When intuition talks, you gotta listen. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. 'Cause you build me up to break me down. Never respect the love you found. And I had a voice inside the back of my mind. I always knew it deep down. You don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh, no looking back this time. 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 Running from the truth was getting reckless. In your arms I never felt protected. Oh.
Afternoon. I hope you are all well. Liverpool have won a game of football. It is real. We have won a Premier League game. And it was away from home. And it was in London. Liverpool have won a game of football away from home and in London. Looks like sacrificing that goat in the backyard worked. Poor goat. But had some good goat curry though. And we have a game on Wednesday. And it's at Anfield under the lights against Sunderland, who just won 3-2. What is going on? Like, I've got some good content. I've got some happy content to show you. Like, we can have some smiles. Like, we can celebrate because we were amazing, because we're back, because we completely dominated the game, because Mo Salah was dropped. No, I'm sorry. You don't get a free pass off one game against West Ham, who are pretty dreadful, if I'm completely honest. And if you do watch the game, then West Ham did exactly what Aston Villa did and just rolled over and let us tickle their belly. Like didn't decide to play any kind of tactics which could do well against us. They didn't press us. They didn't push their wing backs further forward. They were really bang average. Like, let's not get carried away. They were really, really poor, just like Aston Villa were. And we still played the same type of football. Let's not think we changed anything, because we didn't. We didn't change anything. If you look at the numbers, we didn't change anything. We took Mo Salah out. We played an actual right back, but we didn't change anything. Like, Arne Slot's two sons, Cody and Gravenberch, stayed on the pitch the whole 90 minutes, as per usual. Mo Salah got dropped to the bench, which is obviously the reason why we won, because the media are all talking about that. They're all talking about, well, the reason why Liverpool won is because Mo Salah got dropped. That's the reason why. And I said it as soon as I seen him on the bench. If we win this, Mo Salah will be the scapegoat. Mo Salah will be used as the scapegoat for why we haven't won this season. And it's really interesting that Dominic Szoboszlai had one of the quietest games he's had in a Liverpool shirt this season. That's because he played where Mo Salah was. That's because he played where Mo Salah plays. That isn't a coincidence. Dom had a quiet game because he played where Mo Salah plays. Really interesting. And I'm sorry, but playing Joe Gomez as the right back isn't going to save our season. Joe Gomez had a decent game, but Joe Gomez didn't play defensively at all. And anybody thinks that he did needs to go and watch that game again, because Joe Gomez played higher than our midfielders. Joe Gomez played in the opposition's half most of the game. So, no, Gomez didn't play as a right back. And Canate probably had a 6 out of 10 game. But West Ham were dog shit. They were really, really bad. They were really bad. Like, they played a guy called Potts in midfield. Freddie Potts, no idea who he is. Like, pretty bang average player. They played him in midfield. Like, they gave us the midfield in that game. And we can all talk about, like, Alexander Isak scored his first goal and Florian Wirtz was this and that, but Alexander Isak had 2 shots the entire game and he scored a brilliant goal. But if he hadn't have scored that brilliant goal, we might have won that game in the 95th minute. We might have won that game in the 95th minute. So are we talking about it being a fantastic result? Because if he hadn't have scored that brilliant goal off a really low value chance, then that could have been another 95th minute winner. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, it could have been a 95th minute winner. And I don't know who's doing the ratings on the apps, but Cody Hapko was not man of the match. Cody Hapko was ass. He was crap. He was crap in the game. Like, there were so many times that there was an opportunity that was there to happen, and it would go to him and it would just stop. Like, it'd be a bad pass, it would be a miss, it would be a cut inside and the ball would be taken off him. He continuously gets picked over and over again. And he's not good. He's not good. Like, Liverpool are not going to move forward as an attacking force if Slot keeps on playing Cody. It's just not going to happen. Sorry. The forward play breaks down all the time as soon as he gets the ball. Like, Kirkes probably had one of his best games this season. But it was defensively that he had a good game because he kept Jared Bowen quiet all game. But if we're relying on Alexander Isak to score his one or two chances, then you can all sit there and say, okay, we're back. If that's how it is, if that's literally how it is, then we're back. But Alexander Isak had a couple of touches again. He scored a really good goal. Like, fair play to him. Like, that's an Alexander Isak goal. Like, he's starting to get his form back. But that goal was created by Alexander Isak, all on his own. Like, he did all of the work. Like, he made the space, he broke free from the defender, he dropped into the gap, and then he scored a unbelievable crisp finish, smashed it right into the bottom corner. There's not many players that could do that. There really isn't. There really isn't many players that could do that. But that was a much needed 3 points from a team that we normally get 3 points from. We normally get 3 points from that team. So I'm very happy. I'm not being negative. I'm very happy. But Sunderland at home is a tough game. And that's the game I'm going to judge. I'm going to judge on that game. Hang on, I just need to close. Something. Oh, is that better? Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I just wanted to close something down. There's like 50 of you in here. If you can hit the like and subscribe, that would be amazing. I'm on the road to 2,000. It would be fantastic to get 2,000 before the end of the year. So I've got 30 days to do that. So if you can hit the likes and subscribe, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Liverpool won at West Ham because they are pony. They are. They are. They are rubbish. He does. He does. He looks really unfit. It looks like it's going to take a lot longer than we thought to get his fitness back. It was a quarter of a chance. It was such a small opportunity. Like the one that he missed, which the goalkeeper saved, that was a bigger opportunity. The biggest chance of the game, I thought, was Florian Wirtz's chance, which he kicked at the goalkeeper. I thought that was the biggest chance in the game. But yeah, like it's a good result because we've been so bad. But I didn't see anything different. I'm sorry. I didn't see anything different. I mean, what I did see was I seen a good goal from Alexander Isak, which is an individual, by the way. That's an individual goal. and I seen Florian Wirtz with some nice flashes, but I've seen Florian Wirtz with nice flashes all season. Like Florian Wirtz has provided quite a lot all season. It's just players haven't scored off some of the chances that he's provided. And what I did see is I seen a massive narrative and agenda to Mo Salah again. It's Mo Salah's fault. Mo Salah got dropped. There you go. Like that's what I seen on all the media outlets. Everyone's talking about it, and the manager gets off scot free by the looks of it. That's what it looks like. It looks like this season, if Mo Salah gets dropped and Liverpool start playing better, like if Liverpool now start going on a run of games of all teams that we should beat, by the way, through the Christmas period and through January when Mo's away on AFCON, then everything that accumulates why we've been bad will all be blamed on him. Oh, well, that's the reason why now. Oh, we know why. It's because Mo's in the team. It's not because Arnie's a crap manager and he's been shit all season. No, it's because Mo's in the team. That's why. And before that, it's because of Jota. So all of the narrative will be Jota and Mo. Seriously. And you can even go, well, it'll be Mo mourning Jota as well. So it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Like, we know the problem. Problem, we haven't got a fucking midfield. That's the problem. We've got a manager that decides to play fucking midfielders instead of right backs. Like, Joe Gomez has been fit all season. If we think the right back's been the issue all season, because we can have a more centralised right back that can be more defensive, yeah, and then we can send our left back to go and bomb on because that's what he's good at, or push the opposition's attacker back because he's more pressured going forward, then blame the manager on that. Don't blame the players. Don't blame the fact that Mo Salah wasn't in the team. Like, don't blame the fact that Jota passed away. Like, blame the manager because he's the one that picks the team. He's the one that picks Cody. He's the one that picks McAllister. He's the one that picks Gravenberch. He's the one that picks the right backs. He's the one that continued to pick Canate when he was ass. Like, that's the manager. That's not Mo Salah. Like, it's simple as that. $100%. Play our players in proper positions. Simple. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Sunderland is the biggest test. 100% credits where it's due. 100%. And Alexander Isak scored the goal which won the game. Okay? Alexander Isak scored a brilliant finish that won the game. Oh, that's funny. If we didn't have a game on Wednesday, you'd probably be there this week celebrating the win. So I've got some stuff for you. So first of all, I wanted to. Let's look at this. So first of all, I wanted to just show you some Opta stats. Okay, this is from the Liverpool website, by the way. So I wanted to show you this. I'm just going to get rid of the chat. So I think what you really find interesting is the average position in the game. Have a look where Joe Gomez is. So we just get rid of every player and we just put Gomez on the pitch. That's where Joe Gomez played the whole of the match. Okay? Seriously, you tell me whether Joe Gomez played as a right back. You tell me. Like, did Joe Gomez play as a right back against West Ham? Like, give me an answer, yes or no. Is that a right back position by Joe Gomez? Because that's where Joe Gomez played. So everyone's saying the reason why we beat West Ham is because Joe Gomez played as right back. Is talking out their ass. It's talking completely out their ass. Sorry, you just are. Because that wasn't the reason why we beat West Ham. We beat West Ham because they were shit. They didn't push forward. They didn't try and exploit the fact that Joe Gomez played so high that they could have got behind him on numerous occasions, but they didn't. They didn't. And then you can also say, well, where did Kirkes play? Well, Kirkes played deeper than Joe Gomez. He played deeper than Joe Gomez. He also played really high. They both played really high football, which for me is slightly suicidal, if I'm completely honest. It's completely a bit suicidal. You play your right back and your left back that high up against West Ham away, then maybe you've got a bit of a problem. But West Ham really didn't play their players in positions that gave us any trouble. Bowen, we can look at Bowen, and we can also look at, I think Wan-Bissaka played on the other side, if I'm right. Might have been Rodriguez. No, hang on, sorry. So it wasn't Bowen. So if we look at Juve, and we look at Wan-Bissaka, that's the reason why Liverpool had the guys so high up, because West Ham did not threaten with their wing backs. Liverpool kept their wing backs in their half. Yeah, I am going to show where Canate and Virgil played, because this will surprise you as well. That's Canate, always on an island, and that's Virgil. Virgil played deeper today, deeper than Canate. Not today, sorry, yesterday. Virgil played deeper, which really helped us, because he normally plays a lot higher, like on the halfway line. So if I want to be completely honest, the reason why we probably played a lot better defensively in this game is because Virgil van Dijk dropped 5 yards. If I'm being straight up, Virgil van Dijk dropped 5 yards. And Gravenberch stayed closer to Canate. And that is the reason why we did better against West Ham. Because the players had more connection. You can see the triangle between Gomez. You can see the triangle between Gomez, Gravenberch, and Canate. And then if I throw McAllister into the mix, McAllister also played more connected. And this was the reason why we looked better against West Ham, is because we had the double pivot that stayed as a double pivot. And it's not been that difficult to do. Seriously, it's really not been that difficult to do. If you play your double pivot as a shield for your defenders, then fuck me. Isn't that weird that you managed to look a little bit more solid in midfield? And that's the reason why we beat West Ham. That's the reason why That's the reason why we beat West Ham, because the players looked a little bit more defensive. They dropped 5 yards further back. The double pivot stayed as a double pivot. I don't look. I don't think this is anything to do with Slot. I don't think there's anything to do with Slot. I think this is just a mental thing where the players have gone, Jesus, we just keep on losing. Like, we can't keep on running forward like idiots. Like, we need to start playing more defensive. And I think this is a case of maybe Virgil van Dijk's had a word with them and said, look, lads, you've got to stay closer to us. You have to stay closer to us. And I think that's what's happened. And if we're going to get out of this rot, then it's going to take these guys to stay closer to each other and to give us a platform to work off. And isn't it really funny? Because what did I say recently? I literally said this recently. I said, I literally said, why don't you just play Alexander Isak up front as the 9 and put Florian Wirtz behind him as a false 9? And just see how it goes. Like, stop having these wide players, these wingers, that aren't actually doing any wing work. Yeah? As in Mo Salah and also Cody Hapko. Like, stop having these wide players pushing out too far wide that they actually don't do anything. And woe and behold, we played Alexander Isak as a 9, not as a false 9, not as a guy that drifts to the left, just a guy that plays up front as a 9, and then put Wirtz behind him as a false 9, which gives him more connectivity to the midfield and the striker. And woe and behold, Alexander Isak scores his first goal and Florian Wirtz has quite possibly one of his best games. What a fucking surprise. And I don't mind seeing quite a bit of space in between the forward players. I don't mind having that little bit of space in between the forward players, because all of them have been too close to each other in so many games that we haven't been able to do anything because everybody's on top of each other. But for me, that just looks a lot more connected. I mean, there's an element of, does Dominic Szoboszlai need to be that close to Joe Gomez all the time? Probably not. But I think maybe there's quite a few runs where he's had to go back into that position because Gomez might have been caught out. You know, that could have happened. And maybe that's why he's a bit closer. You know, that could be the case. Like, maybe if we look at West Ham's players, let's have a look at where Bowen, Potts, Fernandez and Paqueta were, so we can see where those guys were. Everybody kind of bunched over the other side of the pitch. Have I missed a player out? Don't think I have. No, I haven't. So where did... It's interesting. It is interesting. So what it looks like for me, just on viewing the heat map, is it looks like Dominic Szoboszlai had to help Gomez quite a lot, by the way. Like, it looks like the number 12 might have given them quite a bit of trouble. But there's an element of, who the hell was marking number 20, Jared Bowen? Like, they didn't get the ball to Bowen or Paqueta enough in that game. And it looks like they had quite a lot of space that was free, but they just didn't use them. Just by looking at the heat map. but it also looks like there might have been quite a lot of time in that game where Dominic Szoboszlai had the ball, like he was free. But Wirtz had lots of space, which is good. And obviously, Alexander Isak had lots of space as well, which is good. But this is just one game. This is just one game. Okay? And we'll see what happens. Like, he might go back to the same that we did before. He might just go right back to the same as what we did before. And we might end up having the formation where all the midfielders are in the attack and we don't have a midfield. And we'll see what happens. But it was much better with the positioning of players and the fact that Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz had some space. It was much better. Cody kept out of Wirtz's way. McAllister kept out of Wirtz's way. And yeah, like, long may that continue. Like I said, it says it in the thumbnail. Isak saves slot. Well, he does. Isak's goal saves slot. Like, if we'd have drawn that game, I'm not sure he'd have kept his job. I'm not sure he'd have kept his job if we'd have drawn that game. So let's have a look at the chalkboard then. So let's have a look at the shots. So we'll look at some of the shots, yeah. So we'll get rid of blocks. We'll have a look at shots on target and shots off target. Okay. So let's have a look at we'll have a look at shots on target. So we'll look at Isak. So Isak had 3 shots. Oop, hang on, sorry. Need to get rid of all of that. So Isak had 2 shots on target. Obviously the goal, which was a great goal, and the one right in front of goal, which the goalkeeper saved, which was also a good shot. That's exactly what we want from Isak. We need to get Isak in the positions where he's in the centre of the goal because he's deadly. He's absolutely deadly. He's a bagsman. He is a bagsman in front of goal. And then we can look at his shots off target. They're not really the type of shots that we want him to have. Let's get rid of West Ham. They're not really the shots that we want Isak to have, if I'm completely honest. Shots off target. So we only had 3 shots in the game. And then Wirtz only had 1 shot. And that was the one that he that he missed, that the goalkeeper saved, which he should have scored, if I'm completely honest. And then I think Cody had 1 shot. No, he had 2 shots. Cody had his normal shot from outside the box over the bar. Standard Cody shot, and then obviously scored that chance, which was like the last kick of the game. Like, I also want to point out as well that if that cross had been intercepted, by the way, I just want to point this out there. If that cross from Gomez had been intercepted, which was a very poor cross, by the way, and the defender was terrible to miss it, if they'd had intercepted that cross, they could have broke on us and scored because we had so many players committed into the box in the 95th minute. No idea why, by the way. I've no idea why we've got Joe Gomez, we've got Dominic Szoboszlai, we've got Curtis Jones is in there, Gapco's in there. Like, we had so many players committed to the attack in the 95th minute that if they'd have intercepted that cross, which was a poor cross, by the way, by Gomez, because the defender missed it with his head and it went through to Cody, we could have been broken on. and they could have equalised. I'm just saying it, okay? Because I watched it and I was like, whoa, we were lucky. So then you got, who else took a shot? McAllister took a shot from about 40 yards. Kirkes didn't. Canate didn't. I think Virgil missed a header, as always. Gomez didn't have a shot. Did Jones have a shot? No. Did Robbo have a shot? No. Did Ekitike? Ekitike had a shot that went over. So that was it, really. Distribution-wise, so let's have a look at. Let's have a look at. I can't work out whether that's off or on. So let's have a look at successful passes by Verts. So this is. Okay, so these are the passes by Verts. Verts had a really good game. Like, look at the amount of passes he had into the opposition. These aren't backwards passes. These are second half. Had a really good game. He only mislaid 3 passes, which is unbelievable, to be honest. And then obviously Jones came on, played quite defensive by the looks of it, Jones. Gravenberch. Look, we've talked about Gravenberch extensively, and I know a lot of people rate him, but every single pass Gravenberch does, for me, looks sideways or doesn't really go far forward. You can see his passes which he's tried, like longer passes, none of them ever connect. Very rarely connects his long passes, like, or his medium passes. And then you've got Cody giving the ball away just consistently. Like anybody who thinks he had a good game, I think you need to rewatch that game, because if you look on here, you can see how many times he gave the ball away. And look at the times he gave the ball away in dangerous positions. Look at these here. Bottom left-hand corner, giving the ball away there is danger. And obviously you've got Kirkes. Kirkes tried a couple of diagonals. He also tried a couple of crosses that didn't connect. Gomez looked all right there. Tried a few long passes that didn't work. McAllister was pretty solid. Isak, I mean, seriously. I mean, this guy, like, I'm not really sure. Shush. I'm not really sure how we're ever going to get him into games, because, I mean, he had 3 shots and he had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had like less than 10 passes in the game. Like, he's completely non-existent in build-up, in game state. Like, it's going to be interesting how we make that work. And then you've got Szoboszlai, who had a really quiet game, if I'm completely honest. Like he didn't do a lot in the game. He gave the ball away quite a bit. Everything was sideways and backwards, really, for Szoboszlai. It's an interesting one. And then obviously you've got the usual suspects. Virgil trying quite a lot of long stuff that didn't work. Canate, loads of backwards, sideways, all in the same area, probably to Gravenberch, probably to Szoboszlai, most of it. A little bit to Gomez. Didn't use the right-hand side much, apart from just passing it to Virgil. And a lot of long balls that went out or were intercepted. But look, that's the game. Like, possession-wise, Where is it? Possession wise. This is interesting. I haven't seen this before. Let's have a look at this. Oh. So 75 minutes, 52 touches. That was Wirtz. Isak, 13 touches. Like, it is a problem. I'm sorry. Like, he played 68 minutes. He played 68 minutes, Isak, and he touched the ball 13 times. Like, we were lucky that he scored. I'm just saying. Like, we were lucky that the guy scored a goal. Like, we did not get him into the game. Like, Ekitike had more touches in 22 minutes. McAllister, 71 touches. Gapco, 46 touches. He didn't get into the game much either. Zoboslai, 52. He didn't get into the game much. Gravenberch, yeah, of course he did. And then you got... I mean, Robbo played for 5 minutes and nearly had as many touches as Isak. It is a worry. It genuinely is a worry. Yeah, so same again. There's not a lot of difference, like in most games, if I'm completely honest, the numbers wise. Virgil van Dijk and Canate more touches than anyone else again. We're lucky that Isak scored. I've got to say it how it is. Like, it was a difficult chance. We're lucky he scored. So I'm just going to bring up the actual game on here, so we can actually look at the XG. So the expected goals were 0.73. So the expected goals were 0.73. So his expected goals were high, but it was the chance that he missed, which was the actual statistic. Which was the hang on, so it's this one here. Oops, let me go back. Hang on, we're just looking at West Ham, sorry. So it was so that was the first one that he missed, which was from outside the box. It was this one here. It was the one in the centre of the goal, which the goalie saved, which was actually the highest XG. Not the actual goal that he scored. The goal that he scored was a 0.17. Like, it was a really low percentage goal scoring opportunity. But we missed 3 big chances. We had 9 shots. It was a really even game, if I'm completely honest. Like, it just was. Like, they had 7 shots. They had a really good chance, which fell to Jarrod Bowen that he missed, which could have made a complete difference. Like, it really could have. Like, the Jarrod Bowen, this one here, which was a 0.10, but it was a chance that should have gone in the top bin. Like, it should have gone in the top bin. I've seen him score them. Yeah, that was the one that could have really made things different. It could have made things different, that goal. I'm happy that we won the game. I really am. Like, I've already said at the start, like, I'm happy that we won the game. But I just wanted to point out that Alexander Isak scored a really low percentage XG goal, which most times they don't go in. Like, most times those chances don't go in. And then it could have been a completely different game. It could have literally been a 0-0 all the way through till the 95th minute or 92nd minute when Cody Hapko scored. That's all I'm saying. Because we didn't pepper their goal. We didn't batter them. No, we didn't at all. Like, it was a nothing of a game, really. Like, there's a lot of huffing and puffing in the centre of the park. Like, our defenders had the ball a lot. They didn't actually attack us that much, which I was really surprised. And they didn't try any long balls, and he didn't really try and get behind us that much. But like I said, Virgil van Dijk dropped 5 yards. Canate dropped 5 yards. I've showed you on the heat map. And also, Gravenberch and McAllister also dropped 5 yards. And the same needs to happen against Sunderland. Like, we can't play gung-ho attacking football against Sunderland. We need to start being more defensive, keeping our centre-backs and midfielders closer together, and then we can build on that. And that's exactly what I want. I don't want us to be gung-ho. I don't want us to be wide open. I don't want that to be Liverpool, like, right now, because we can't. We can't do that. We're too fragile. We're too fragile to be able to do that. So we need to be more defensive. We need to keep our midfielders and defenders closer together. We need to have those triangles where we can get the ball out of the defensive areas, so we're not pinned back all the time. And I appreciate that. And I think that that's a good tactic that we used against West Ham, and it worked. But West Ham could have definitely got at us more. Like, I've showed you the heat maps that Paqueta and Bowen had so much space, but just didn't use it. They didn't utilise it. It was there for them. It was definitely there for them because Kirkes played higher up. So, if we leave that space there against Sunderland, who knows? But it's a great win and it's a good start. And I'm not poo-pooing it and I'm not being negative about it. But I just have to keep on being critical and point out things that I'm pointing out. And I also want to point out this, because this got brought up recently, which I found really interesting, that Slot and his coaching staff underwent open training session at a facility used by the Japan national side during their pre-season tour of the Far East. It was clear that the long throw routine was being honed as a new string to the bow of the Premier League champions. Slot spoke after winning the title last season about needing new weapons. After giving the long throws a trial in Japan, they decided to leave it. So it was Slot's choice and the coaching team to not continue to use long throws this season. Okay? I'm putting it out there. We are choosing not to use long throws. For me, I'm not really sure that's a good idea. So there's a couple of things I wanted to bring out as well. This one, actually, what am I talking about? I've already showed you that. It's this. It's this. People talking about, I wonder where we'd be if we'd had Gomez as a right back all season and let Kirkes bomb on weeks ago. People are starting to point out that Kirkes looks a lot better, especially in the West Ham game, because Joe Gomez tucked in more. I don't see that. And I've showed you on the heat map. I didn't see that. I didn't think that was the reason why. I thought it was because McAllister stayed a lot deeper, which obviously helped Kirkes. And also Virgil van Dijk stayed 5 yards deeper. I also wanted to bring up a couple of things here. about the Paqueta sending off. I'm not going to lie. This guy was treated so badly. Like, I mean, really badly. Yeah. Like, this guy was presumed guilty without even having a trial. Like, everybody said that he was a scumbag. He was a gambler. He was cheating the system. He deserves what he gets. All of this stuff. Like, the guy was proven innocent. Like, he's had no psychological support from anybody. The amount of abuse this guy got for the betting scandal stuff. Like, and when you actually look at the bets, it was a bit ridiculous. And now people are saying that there's rumors going around and there's stuff being made jokes about him that he got sent off on purpose because he was betting against him being sent off. Like, his own players let him down by not dragging him away. He should have been dragged away by his captain. He should have been pulled away by his captain and gone, stop it now. So everyone can say what they want about this guy, but he's clearly not in a great place. He's not in a great place, and I think he needs help. So I feel sorry for him in a way. I really do. I also feel sorry for him in a way as well because he's an unbelievable player at an absolute ass club that's gone through so many managers and been ran so badly. Also wanted to bring this up as well. A couple of other things. Where is it? Yeah. So this is talking about Mo Salah. Like I said, Mo will be the scapegoat for the reason why we've been playing badly, and the manager doesn't seem to be helping him either because this comment makes me think. I don't know. This comment just feels a little bit weird. Mo has had an unbelievable career at this club and will have a very good future at this club because he is such a special player. I don't know why. I don't know why he needs to say the second part. Like, and will have a very good future. So he won't have an unbelievable future. He'll just have a very good future. I don't know. Feels weird. Just feels weird. Also, Mo, so many people are online talking about Mo's salary consistently. Oh, he's on 400 grand a week. He should do this. He should do that. I just want to put it out there. Mo donates 6% of his fortune every year. Like, Mo donated 2.4 million to Cairo's National Cancer Institute. Like, Mo gives an insane amount of money to charity. He's the eighth nationwide personal generosity in the UK. In the UK, he is the eighth. Like, he gives so much money to charity. Like, I'm sorry, but like, people need to stop this shit about his wages. Just stop talking about his wages. Like, Mo isn't really in it for the money. We know this. Mo's in it for the records. Like, Mo's in it for the love of the game. Like, he gives so much money to charity. Like, he's also a 33-year-old winger. Like, nobody plays a 33-year-old winger in the Premier League. Nobody has a 33-year-old winger and expects him to do what we expect him to do day in, day out. Like, lay off his back. Like, he's had a rest now. Let's see how he goes against Sunderland. But if he gets played in the same position like Dominic Szoboszlai was played, then don't be surprised if he has another quiet game, because Dom did. Because that's how we set up. system. And like I've talked about Curtis Jones, highest forward pass completion in Europe's top 5 leagues. Curtis Jones with 91%. Ahead of Tchouaméni. The numbers are there. The numbers are there. Curtis Jones should be starting every single game. Every single game Curtis Jones should be starting on the left-hand side of midfield. But Slot has his favourites. We know that. And might as well bring him up again. Might as well bring this one up. More good news. Apparently, Giovanni Leone is set to return to team training in January following successful rehabilitation period. But that's still going to be 2 months away. Because, yeah, he starts team training, but it's very, very slow and it takes a long time. So maybe that's why we won't sign a centre-back in January. And also a couple of funnies that I'll bring up. Arne Slot, if he was asked to pick his best 11 of all time, he'd pick him as a manager and he'd pick Cody as the left winger. I'm joking, all right? I'm joking. And then Mo Salah's heat map versus West Ham. Just a funny, yeah? There's Mo Salah's heat map versus West Ham. I thought that was funny. And then if you want to laugh at more stuff, then I might as well just bring that up. Liverpool are now officially, we've conceded the most goals in Europe. In Europe. Okay? And I know we kept a clean sheet, but we still conceded the most goals in Europe. Yeah, and Eintracht Frankfurt are fourth. So, yeah, you can talk about how good that game was, but they are absolute garbage this season. And last of all, the game's ahead. The game's ahead. Tuesday, you've got Bournemouth versus Everton. Then you've got Fulham versus Manchester City. So Manchester City could go another 3 points clear, which would be interesting. And then you've got Newcastle Spurs. Well, if Newcastle win, then they can also jump ahead of us. I'm just going to double check whether they can jump ahead of us. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're on 21 points. Bournemouth are on 19 points. So if Bournemouth won, they would go on to 21 points. So they would go ahead of us. But then we've got to play, obviously. Newcastle are on 18 points, so they wouldn't. They'd be on... Sorry, they'd be on 21 points. What am I talking about? Bournemouth are on 19 points, so they go ahead of us on 22 points. Newcastle, if they won, they would go ahead of us on the same points. Spurs are also on 18 points, so they will go ahead of us as well. So if Newcastle or Spurs won, then they go ahead. Fulham are on 17 points, so they'd be on 20 points, so they'd still be behind us. But Manchester City are on 25 points, so they would go on to 28 points. 2 points behind Arsenal if they won on Tuesday. Then Arsenal got Brentford. If they won, they go on to 33 points, which would take them, like 12 points ahead of us. Like, that's crazy. But if Brentford won, they would then go ahead of us. Aston Villa, Brighton are on 22 points. Brighton are going to 25 points. They go into like third place. If Aston Villa won, they'd go 28 points, 3 points behind Arsenal. Like, there is so much movement in this league. It's insane. But if we won and Arsenal lost or Man City lost, we would then go on to 24 points, which would put us in third place. But then we'd also have to rely on Chelsea not winning and Villa not winning and Brighton not winning. So it's a really interesting league. Like, it really is. But if Sunderland won, Sunderland would go on to 25 points, which would put them in second place. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And Sunderland's last couple of games, they beat Bournemouth 3-2, which means they can score goals. They did get beat by Fulham. They drew 2-2 with Arsenal. They drew with Everton. They beat Chelsea. They beat Wolves. They beat Forest. They drew with Aston Villa. They drew with Crystal Palace, and they beat Brentford. So they've beaten some good teams. They've genuinely beaten some good teams. So Sunderland have got... I mean, they beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge 2-1. And they beat Forest at their ground. So they've beaten teams away. They haven't played many away games. I've got to be honest. They haven't played a huge amount of away games in the league, which is interesting. Yeah, they haven't played many away games. I've just noticed. Like, they haven't played many teams away. But we're on the back of obviously 3 defeats at home. We're on the back of 3 defeats at home. 3 defeats in 4 games at home. Because we beat Palace. We got beat by Palace. We then beat Villa. We then got beat by Nottingham Forest. We then got beat by PSV. So we've lost 3 out of 4 games at home recently. So our home record is pretty ass, if I'm honest. But yeah, that's the game he's got coming up on Tuesday. On Wednesday. And I've got to be completely honest. Right now, I don't think we need to be having so many games. Because then he will have to rotate players. And I don't think this is a good time to play Sunderland. I really don't. I don't think it's a good time to play Sunderland. They got an opportunity to get into the top 4 with this win. So they'll really go for it. And it's not a great time to play Sunderland, I've got to be honest. And then you've got our upcoming games. We've got Sunderland on Wednesday. We've then got Leeds on Saturday. Is that Saturday? Yeah, we've got Leeds on Saturday away. Leeds' home record. I'm just going to have a look at Leeds' home record. So Leeds at home, they lost to Aston Villa 2-1. They beat West Ham 2-1. They got beat by Tottenham 2-1. They drew with Bournemouth 2-2. They drew 0-0 with Newcastle. They beat Everton 1-0. I'm sorry to break it down to you here, but Leeds' record at home isn't that bad. And they score 2 goals in most games, Leeds, which is a worry. Because we can't seem to score goals right now. I know we've just scored 2. But that game isn't going to be easy. And they're fighting for their lives as well because Falk is on the verge of getting the sack. And they put up a good performance against Manchester City. Let's be fair. Like Manchester City only beat them with a Phil Foden winner in the 90th minute. In large spells of that game, they were in it. Like, they were in that game for large spells. So that's not going to be an easy game. That is not going to be an easy game for us, Leeds away. So then you've got that match. Okay, so say he gets a result against Sunderland. Okay, just hypothetically, say he gets a result against Sunderland, yeah? And then he catapults us into like 6th, 5th, 6th, yeah? Okay. Maybe the heat's off. But then he goes to Leeds and he loses. Okay. Then the heat's back on. The next game after that is Inter Milan away. The next game after that is Inter away. Okay. All right. Say it's the other way round, Vic. Yeah. Say it's the other way round. Say we draw against Sunderland. Say we get our first draw. Yeah. We haven't drawn a game all season, by the way. But say we get a draw against Sunderland, yeah. Say it's a 0-0 or a 1-1 or a 2-2, whatever. Yeah. Then we go to Leeds and win. Yeah. So then we've got a draw and we've got a win. So we've got 4 points. Puts us back in contention of the top 4. Yeah. He's then got Inter Milan away. Then he's got Brighton at home. And then he's got Tottenham away. Like, the games aren't easy. None of the games are easy. Brighton isn't an easy game, full stop. Tottenham, I don't know what you're going to get with Tottenham. It's Jekyll and Hyde. Like, I don't know what you're going to get with Tottenham. You could get a win, you could get a loss. Like, right now, Tottenham concede goals with the least XG you will ever imagine. Like, they keep on losing games with XG of like 0.001. Like, it's quite crazy how they're actually losing games, Tottenham, but they are. And then you got Wolves, who were unlucky. Wolves were unlucky to lose that game. Like, they had loads of chances. I thought they had a goal disallowed where they shouldn't have, really, as well. So Wolves are like rooted to the bottom of the table. So that's our last game of the year. Like, genuinely, in the chat, do you think he'll make it to the end of the year? Do you think he'll make it to the end of the year? Yes or no? Will Slot last until 2026? Do you think he will turn this team around? Because we've got Sunderland at home, we've got Leeds away, then we've got Inter Milan away, and then we've got Brighton at home, then we've got Tottenham away, then we've got Wolves at home to the end of the season. Sorry, the end of the year. And that's the problem. Like, people have put it in the chat. Like we could get like 2 wins, like we did against Aston Villa and Real Madrid, and then we just go back to how Slot wants to play. Like, and this is the thing. Like, Slot's philosophy is to not defend. Like, that's how he wants to play football. Like, that's how he wants to play football. He wants us to not bother defending. He wants his midfielders to be high up the pitch. He wants his defence to play a high line. He wants his left back and right back to invert into midfield. Like, that's how he wants to play. Like, he wants to have 6 fucking strikers all hanging around each other in the box. That's how he wants to play. Like, right now, the West Ham game, the Sunderland game, maybe the Leeds game, he's going to play differently to keep his job. He's going to play more pragmatic to keep his job. But that's not what he wants to do. That's not how he wants to play. Like, we know how he wants to play. We've seen it. Like, he turned around and said, oh, well, I'm not going to change much. I'm not going to be able to change much because the players are all used to how I want to play this. Well, the West Ham game, it looks like Virgil van Dijk has gone like that to his defence. Guys, you're dropping 5 yards. And he's turned around and said to McAllister and Gravenberch, I want you closer. Like, you are staying within 10 yards of me at all times. You're not getting further than 10 yards ahead of me. Like, I need you to be our shield in this game. And they've obviously listened to Virgil. And look, you got Szoboszlai, so Szoboszlai played a little bit tucked in a bit more. He played tucked in a bit more. Gapco played tucked in a bit more. And Wirtz and Isak basically took the game by the scruff of the neck. Like, had a couple of opportunities. Like, Isak scored a really good goal, which wouldn't be scored normally by Liverpool. That's not a goal that Liverpool score with any other players. Mo Salah doesn't score that goal. That's not a Mo Salah type chance. That's an Isak created and finished type of goal. I've seen him do that for Newcastle repeatedly. I'm pretty sure he did that against us in the Carabao Cup final, where he moved away from his defenders that were marking him and then just pinpoint finished it into the bottom corner. So you're getting a goal out of Isak that you wouldn't have got out of an Ekitike or a Diaz or a Nunez or a Jota or a Salah or a Cody. Like, that's an individual goal that doesn't normally get scored unless it's an Alexander Isak. So that's a game that could have ended up 0-0, if I'm completely honest. And then what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about sacking him then? Then you're talking about the Sunderland game having to be a must-win. I'd say any home game now has to be a must-win. Has to be a must-win. Like, I can't look at anything else than the Sunderland game as a must-win game for him to keep his job. I don't, mate. I put that one in the neighbour's garden, or I might break a window. But I need to see what the future's like. I need to see what we're going to play like to be able to judge whether I want to keep this guy or not any longer. Because if we're not going to play this type of football consistently, then what's the point in you staying? Like, you're just playing the game to keep your job. That's what you're doing. You're just playing the game. Like, you're not going to change anything. Like, if we have Inter Milan the next game, okay, so say for example, we just won this game. Well, we just have, but yeah. And then the next game is on Wednesday against Inter Milan. Do we revert back to how we played against PSV against Inter Milan? I would say we do. I say we play that kind of football against Inter Milan, because that's how Slot wants to play football. So for us to go, oh well, we went away to West Ham and we dropped further back and we kept everyone quite tight and we had lots of triangles and it looked a lot better. Great. But is that how you want to play every game? No, I want to play differently every game. So why didn't you just do that? Well, I needed to play like that because I wanted to keep my job. Okay, so why don't you just play good football? Why don't you just play football that keeps your job, full stop? Why do you have to keep on reverting back to stuff that makes us lose? I mean, that's all I got to say on it. Like, that's all I got to say on it. It's just like it's difficult. It's difficult to talk about it because then it's like, oh, you've got a narrative. oh, you just want Slot out. It doesn't matter how well we play. It doesn't matter what we do. You still want him sacked. I want him sacked because this isn't what he wants to do. This isn't how he wants to play football. Like, you can have a game where he plays completely different stuff because he's under pressure. Because he's been warned by the board. You keep on losing, mate, and you're out. So he's gone, oh, fuck, got to be more defensive. But that's not what he wants to do. Like, once his defensive stuff gets us a couple of wins, he'll just go, oh, we're fine now. I'm going back. Like I've literally just shown you the report about he decided he didn't even want to try long throws anymore. Like, seriously? Like, he didn't even want to try long throws anymore. Everybody else is doing it. Nah, not going to bother with that. And like I said, it's going to be the case of, oh, the reason why Liverpool are playing better is because Mo Salah got dropped. Like, it's not because Arnie's crap, because Mo Salah got dropped. And yet again, the same old players don't get on the pitch because my two prodigal sons, Ryan Gravenberch and bloody Cody Gapco, will always play football, no matter how bad they are. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Chiesa didn't touch grass. Endo didn't touch the grass. Like, over and over again. What have you got these players for? Like, seriously. Like, why didn't Isak play the whole 90? Like, why did he have to come off? Like, he didn't need to come off the pitch. He just scored. He was doing fine. Yeah. Also, big up Vic, by the way. Big up Vic. Thanks for the memberships, mate. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, mate. Thanks for the memberships. I promise I will do a conspiracy show this week. All right, I promise. I've just been bogged down with Liverpool, so I will do a conspiracy show. Don't worry, mate. I'll stick it in the calendar. All right. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough now. You all have a wonderful day. Liverpool have won, and I will do a match review for the Sunderland game on Tuesday. So stand by for that. And then after the game, I will do a conspiracy show, and I'll probably talk a little bit about the game as well. All right. But massive thanks to Vic for the memberships. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. You all have a wonderful day. I will forward you on to another show. I'm just going to do a quick shout out to the members that are here. Obviously, big up Vic. Any other members that are here? Oh, blimey. A big up Gary. Who else have we got? Big up Badass Unicorn. Sarah Marshall. Shy Guy. Mozzie. And that's it. All right. Big up all you lot. Let me just move you on to another show. I'm pretty sure there's someone else that's going to be live. I'm going to send you on to MHF, who are live now. Sticking Kmack Raid. That will be Don and Mo. That'll be live. Whack that in there. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. I would really appreciate it. I'm on the road to 2,000. Let's see how close I am now. Let me see where I'm at. Let's have a look. Oh, can I get one sub to get me to 60? Can I get one sub to get me to 60? Come on. One sub. Can I get one sub? There's 66 of you in here. Can one of you subscribe? And it takes me to 1960. And then I'm 40 away from 2,000. Come on. Let's do it. Just one sub. One sub. Just quickly have a look on the screen now and see whether you're a subscriber or not. And if you're not, just hit the subscribe button. Come on. Just one sub. Really appreciate it. You could do that. One sub. I've had 46 subscribers this month. 46 new subscribers this month. Can you be the 47th? Can you do that? Come on, there's 66 of you in here. Okay. All right, then. I'm sending you to MHF anyway, so say hello to Don and Mo, and I will see you all tomorrow, and I'll do a match review for the Sunderland game. You all take care. Bye-bye.